Hello, fellow oil pigs. Your good friend Garrick, the mighty oil pig here. In this video, we're going to scout some locations mentioned in an article that appeared in the April 12, 2007 issue of the Houston Press. The Fairbanks Oil Field in what is now Northwest Houston, Texas, United States, operated from 1938 until the early 1970s. Here's a map of the oil field as it appears today. These purple dots are the locations of plugged and abandoned wells. This data set is from the Texas Railroad Commission, which is the regulatory agency over the oil and gas industry in Texas. There are 3 sites I want to check out. This first area was an unremarkable part of the oil field with several wells, but today it's been excavated as a reservoir to store excess rainwater. I have a feeling we'll find some interesting stuff out there. Next, I want to see what is currently occupying the location of the former Delroc Oil Refinery. And finally, I want to see if there's anything left of the Liquigas Fairbanks Compressor Station. By the 1970s, the field had been abandoned. In this aerial photograph from 1976, we see that the stormwater reservoir is still undeveloped land. The Delroc Refinery has been dismantled. All that's left are foundations and beams and pipes. Some of the Liquigas Compressor Station appears to still be there, but there does not appear to be much activity there. Well, there we have it. Let's go see what we can find. Here we are at the flood reservoir, the part that is south of White Oak Bayou. Let me zoom in a little bit to show you what I'm seeing here. Let's see if there's any way we can get closer. This is better. The metal pipe you see in the middle of the mud is one of the wells from the former Fairbanks Oil Field. You see that it's exposed. It did not look like this when it was abandoned. It was abandoned per the standards of the day, probably 6 feet below the surface. The well was exposed by the excavation of the floodwater reservoir. Let's check out the rest of this flood reservoir. to see what we can find. According to the map, there should be a well off to my left, and I'm driving around trying to find it. It may be that the well is there, but it's abandoned at a level below the current ground surface. These are all the wells that I could find in the flood reservoir south of White Oak Bayou. Let's see what we can find in the part north of White Oak Bayou. We've seen all the wells I could find in the flood reservoir. Time to head over to the Woodwind Lakes subdivision. We are now entering the epicenter of the controversy discussed in the Houston Press article, the former site of the Delroc Refinery. See how various buildings, pipes, and tanks once stood where the houses are today. And in the lower left, there's a grassy field where a pond of some nature once was. The refinery appears to be much smaller than refineries nowadays. I count 23 houses that appear within the premises of the former refinery. Let's get rolling. There you have it, folks. There wasn't much to see. The refinery is gone. But it's fascinating to me to see how land use has changed over time. Let's head on over to the compressor station site to see what's going on there. Thanks for joining me on this exploration. We saw what an abandoned well looks like, and we had some off-road driving fun in the flood reservoir. We got an idea of how big the Delroc Refinery was, and we saw that the gas compressor site is still vacant. Why do you suppose that is? Tell me in the comments below. If you learned something new in this video, please give it a thumbs up. It doesn't cost you anything. Also, I invite you to subscribe to the channel. Wondrous things are in the works. So long for now, and may you be blessed by the God of your choosing.